best gospel music on the web with the voice of inspiration.
Ever since I can remember, you've always been right there for me. And no matter what I was doing, you let me see how life should be. 'Cause you make it better by covering me. And you don't stop. When my way gets a little clouded and my nights get a little rough and lonely, no matter what's going on, you give me peace, you comfort me, you make it better. Your love never leaves and it don't stop, and you never change. And you'll stay the same. Lord, you do it for me. Every day with you, love, it gets sweeter, sweeter than the day before. And no matter how I might be feeling, I look to you, can't count on myself. You are that very present help, and it don't stop. And you never change. And you stay the same. You do it for me, yeah. And your love, you keep on loving me, and you don't stop. You keep on proving, and I just love what you're doing, and you don't stop. You do it over and over again, and you don't stop. On the sixth day, you created man, took dust from the ground and breathed life into him. And when he fell, you had a second plan. You thought of a wretch like me, sent your only son so I can have life, and that more abundantly, and spend life with you for eternity. I was created in your image, and I just want to be what's intended. Take me, shape me, make me over again. I wanna walk just like you, talk just like you, live just like you, give just like you. I wanna be like you, oh I wanna be like you. I wanna hear you when you speak, yeah. That's me totally. I just wanna be like you, oh I wanna be just like you. a vessel willing to be shaped. Hey, don't wanna be a star, but like the moon, a reflection of the sun. Yeah, a mirror of you, so I can do only what the Father shows me to do. I was created in your image, and I just wanna be what's intended. Take me, shape me, make me over again. Say I wanna be just like you, just like you. I wanna be just like you. I wanna be just like you. I wanna be like you. I wanna hear you when you speak. Know the thoughts you think. Use me totally. I just wanna be like you. I wanna be just like you. Teach me how to love, forgive. I'll be resting, do it to the end. Lead me along the path of righteousness and for holiness. Pray to something heaven, yes, yes. I wanna live with integrity, walk in humility. Know your purpose for me to be. But most of all, I want the world to see Christ in me.
WODU, the heartbeat of Old Dominion. Welcome to the music ministry of the Let's Give Praise with the voice of inspiration. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me. He has anointed me to preach the good news through inspirational music. I hope that you had a beautiful night of rest, and this morning the sun is shining, and I hope it brings you joy in your life throughout the day. That's what life is all about. Learning to love one another and bask in the glory of thy Holy Father. Welcome to the Let's Give Praise Music Ministry. I hope that you can email, hashtag, tweet, Instagram, Periscope, hashtag it, tweet it, wherever you like to spread the joy of inspiration this morning, please do so. And if you have time at lunchtime, don't forget to tune in at 12 noon for the best of the 757 Community Talk Show. It's all about the community right here on WODU, the heartbeat of Old Dominion. I hope that with all the things in the news today, we just want to kind of take this hour and just try to clear our minds and give thanks to the Heavenly Father for an hour. Let the world take care of itself. But today, let you take care of yourself and bask in the spirit of thy Heavenly Father. Once again, this is the voice of inspiration. And it's back to the music. Coming up next, we got the Men of Standards talking about In Your Will. Right here on the Let's Give Praise Music Ministry with the voice of inspiration on WODU, the heartbeat of Old Dominion.
I'm holding on till the end. I will be steadfast, some strength. Strengthen, I promise I won't go nowhere. I am standing in your will. Your will. Promise you, Lord. Day by day, no more reaction. You are my center attraction. Every beat, my heartbeat is your song.
Hurt and harm, you're my protection. The path I take is your direction. 'Cause I know with you I can go wrong. Ever since that day I asked you into my heart, my world has changed, so promise me you'll never part. 'Cause I'm lost without you.
Easy to see. I'm lost without you. And there's no letting go.
So let me be the first to say
I'm lost without you.
so don't ever go.
Go away. Say don't ever go away.
Pick me up those times I'm down. You make me laugh when there's no clown. No one else can love me like you do.
Heaven knows that I proclaim the love I feel when I hear your name. There's no substitution quite the same. Now some say I'm crazy and I'm acting insane, but there's no life without you, so I'll state my claim. Oh, I'm lost without you. It's easy to see. I'm lost without you. So I just keep holding on.
So let me be the first to say
I'm lost without you. So don't ever go.
don't ever go.
Go away. Na, na, na. Go away. Yeah. Can you tell them about love?
Love is sweet and love is kind. Love will bring you peace of mind.
And how do you know?
But I tell you so. He won't ever go.
Oh no, he won't ever. Now that's what I love about. That's what I love about. Oh yeah. Yeah, 'cause he won't ever go away.
WODU, the heartbeat of Old Dominion. That's BB and CC Whining from back in the day. I'm lost without you. Right here on the Let's Get Praise Music Ministry with the voice of inspiration. I hope that you enjoying today's music because it's about inspiration, loving one another, making sure that everybody feel good about themselves, bringing you the best, the latest, and the greatest music on the planet. I hope that somewhere along the way that you call somebody today. Just pick up the phone. Well, touch your cell phone and call somebody that you haven't called in a while. Yesterday, I had an opportunity to go and visit a friend of mine I hadn't seen in almost 40 years. And it was good to see them. Talked to them over the phone a couple of times. But I had an opportunity to go see her and Aunt Doris, the name she goes by. And Aunt Doris is 99 years old. 99 years old. And I hadn't seen Aunt Doris in over 40 years. But it was a blessing to be able to see her and chat with her for a moment. Sometimes we have to take time out and visit those that don't move around as much as or like we do. Like I told you, I used to volunteer at a senior citizen home, and I used to watch the elderly. And some had family to pick them up, and some had the bus to take them back home. But along the way, I learned that all the knowledge and wisdom that sits in a senior citizen home, and we allow it to go to waste. Next door, we live in a community where there's seniors and elders. A community full of knowledge, rich in knowledge. And we avoid it like the plague, as if we are not going down the same road. We take for granted that our young people have an opportunity to sit down with a mother, a aunt, a father, or a grandfather, or a grandmother, great-great-grandmother, and even a great-great-grandmother. But sometimes we look the other way. With all the turmoil in our community, we must stop and think for a moment. What if I had an opportunity to sit down and talk to someone that lives right next door? What a blessing it would be. Think about it. History sitting right before us, and we take it for granted, is just an old person. Wisdom slipping away from you. Knowledge slipping away. Just imagine if our young people had an opportunity to sit and talk. Think about it for a moment. Maybe we can change the problems in our community. Nevertheless, I'm going to do my best to continue to bring you joy and inspiration right here on the Let's Get Praise Music Ministry with the voice of inspiration. Let it be known. Let it be known around the world, throughout the community, throughout the 757. You're listening to WODU, the heartbeat of Old Dominion.
This that Carolina heat, holy water with the geek. Change my life and flip the city. All I'm trying to do is see.
This that candy for the street, cavity off in the beat. They don't want us in this industry. I had to break the leash.
They was talking down and dirty, we was talking clean the streets. They was talking powder white, I was talking liquid bleach.
Christ life to the top. I'm at 30,000 feet. Hit that airplane mode on a hater out of reach.
To the world
You're listening and watching WODU, the heartbeat of Old Dominion.
My faith is strong. I'm gonna win. This is my day. My time has come. And I won't let nothing keep me down.
I won't give up, I won't give in, I won't turn back.
Come too far,
I've come too far, cost me too much, and that's a fact.
even though
Sometimes I don't understand. Gotta hold to his hand, he has a plan.
I won't give up. Verse 1. My life has been turned upside down. I can't even catch my breath, but I know that there's a purpose and a plan. Oh, if I stand, I'm reminded of a story of a man who was troubled, but kept his faith in God's hand. He was trying, he never ever walked away. I can hear him say, I won't give up. No, I've come too far. Even though
Sometimes I don't understand.
I gotta hold. I am learning that troubles don't last always, and trials are just a test of my faith. And the race is not given to the swift nor the strong, but to the one who holds on. I won't give up.
I won't give up, I won't give in, I won't turn back.
I've come too far.
Cost me too much, and that's a fact.
And even though
Sometimes I don't understand.
I gotta hold.
That's a plan.
This is why. Said I won't give up. Say it again. Say I won't give up. So I'll stand and be strong. In spite of what I face, keep going on and on. I won't quit. I'll overcome. 'Cause I'm a winner when it's all said and done. I won't give up.
Enemy thought he left me for dead, but I was determined to live instead. I cannot give up no matter what. Got so many bruises, scratches, and cuts.
Yeah, but I cannot let down. I'ma keep on fighting till I hear the trumpet sound. Lights out, gotta keep banging. 'Cause when you in the dark room, people start swanging. Aiming at nothing 'cause you really can't see. Lord, light my path and be a guide to my feet.
And now go wherever you want me to go. It's whatever, you just gotta let me know. And now say whatever you want me to say.
From Atlanta to Chi-Town to LA. 'Cause you're the reason why it's over running out my cup. I can only get down, I can never give up.
Take it out now.
I won't give up,
Said I won't give up.
turn back. I've come too far, cost me too much, and that's a fact.
Way too far.
And even though sometimes I don't understand, I gotta hold to his hand.
He has a plan.
No, I won't give up. See, I've come too far, I can't give up. I believe his promise. Every word he said is true. Oh, everything he promised, I believe, I won't give up.
WODU, the heartbeat of Old Dominion.
I won't give up.
I won't give up. I won't give in.
Said I won't.
I'm on the battlefield for the Lord. What about you this morning? You're listening to the very best of inspirational music on the Let's Get Praise Music Ministry with the voice of inspiration. Oh, I won't give up. That's the kind of music our youth need to hear. That when you won't give up, when God is blessed you, when God's got his hands on you, You will get that energy. That inner spirit starts moving. That consciousness start clearing out, and you start seeing a vision that you will win. You will win, because God do not let his children fail. It's that we fail him. We stop believing in his word. We stop believing in what he has already promised us. That's why he sent his son in the world and he died on the cross, so that you and I will have a chance for everlasting life. And he wants you to have a good life. But there's guidelines to everything to get to what God has for you. The road is going to be rough. It's not going to be easy. Look around us. Look around us. But as long as you keep your hand in the master's hand, everything is going to be all right. We can only pray, have faith, and keep looking forward and stop looking back. The best of the 757 at 12 noon. We're just going to talk, see who had a good Father's Day. If you want to chime in, if you want to come on the screen, let me know. Just say, invite me. Just put me on the screen. Let the people see. Just doing something a little different. Melo V is taking the day. She's taking a lot of days doing the summer. I'm trying to figure out what's up with that. How you doing, Melo V? Good morning to you. I know you're listening and watching. She'll be back in Thursday. That's right. She'll be back in Thursday, and we'll be so excited with our guests that will be here on Thursday on the best of the 757. Nevertheless, Trinity 57, she stay coming up next, talking about I will lift. What about you this morning? Will you lift someone up in spirit? Will you lift up the Heavenly Father in spirit and share it with someone who might be in need of love? You're listening to the very best of inspirational music with the voice of inspiration on WODU, the heartbeat of Old Dominion.
Now I can smile again, and you made my dreams come true. I worship only you.
Lord, you took away my pain, and I'm so glad you came to wash away my sins. On you, my
Nobody greater than you. I searched all over, couldn't find nobody. I looked high and low, still couldn't find nobody. Nobody greater, nobody greater, no, nobody greater than you. Nobody can heal like you can. Oh, most holy one, you are the great I am. Awesome in all your ways, and mighty is your hand. You are he who carried out redemption's plan. You are he who carried out redemption's plan. Searched all over, couldn't find nobody. I looked high and low, still couldn't find nobody. Nobody great, nobody greater, Jesus. Nobody greater than you. Nobody greater, nobody greater, Jesus. Nobody greater than you. Nobody greater, nobody greater. Couldn't find nobody. Nobody greater, nobody greater than you. Nobody greater than you. Come on, nobody greater. Nobody greater. Nobody greater. Nobody greater. Nobody greater than you. Nobody greater than you. Nobody like you, Jesus. Nobody greater than you, God. Nobody greater. Oh. Nobody greater. Nobody greater. Nobody greater than you. That's what we came to say. Nobody greater. Nobody greater. No matter where you look or where you go. Nobody greater. Nobody greater. Nobody greater than you. Angels bow before you. Heaven and earth adore you. Nobody. Nobody greater. We came to lift you up. Nobody greater. Nobody greater. Lord, I love you. Thank you for healing my pain away. Lord, I love you for being here by my side. Yeah. Lord, I love you. Words can describe how I care for you. I just can't hide how I thank you for everything you do. Lord, I love you. Thank you for drying my tears. Lord, thank you for calming my fears.
care for you. I just can't hide. Lord, how I thank you for everything you do. Let the words that I say, please keep them in your will. And please, Lord, I pray that you help me stand still and help me to forgive when my enemies come my way. Lord, show me love and kindness, your tender mercies every day. Oh, Lord, I love you. Words can't describe how I care for you. I just can't hide. Lord, how I thank you for everything you do. Oh, Lord, I love you. Words can't describe how I care for you. I can't hide. Lord, I thank you. I thank you for everything you do. You do. You. I love you. I love you for everything you do. Lord, I love you. Words can't describe how I care for you. I can't hide how much I love you. How much I love you. How much I love you.
WODU, the heartbeat of Old Dominion. That's Juanita Wynn, entitled Diamond Prayer. We all in need of prayer this morning, every morning, right here on the Let's Get Praise Music Ministry on WODU. It's the heartbeat of Old Dominion.
The Adventures of
Captain 85.
There, every door is now locked and secure. It's a bit early to lock up the church, isn't it, Father? I always thought you stayed open longer than this. Captain 85. I have to close up early. In light of the recent church shootings in Texas, everyone is afraid to come and worship the Lord. Locking your doors early doesn't solve the issue. Keep the doors open, Father. By tomorrow afternoon, I'll have enough souls for you to save to last you a month. In these troubled times, everyone needs a little prayer. Yes, I suppose you're right.
The Real Adventures of Captain 85, my mentoring program. We're going to be out and about in the community during the summer. Hope you'll be able to join us. We'll be doing some exciting things for the youth, some contests. We'll talk about it more on the Best of the 757. Nevertheless, we're going to do our best to continue to bring you the best inspirational music each and every Tuesday from 11 until 12, and then at 12 until 1, we go with the Best of the 757. We're jumping back into the music with Jay Moss. Let's talk about the good and the bad. What about it? How you feel about it? How you feeling today? This is WODU, the heartbeat of Old Dominion.
And you loved me through my bad. Jesus, you didn't erase my future because of my past. I'm glad you loved me
right here. And it's my favorite right here. Keep on loving me. Keep on loving me. You keep on loving me. Loving me. You keep on loving me. Loving me. You keep on loving me. Loving me. You keep right on loving me. Through the good and the bad. You never stop loving me. Through the lessons learned. You show me. You see through every mistake. Through every stumble. You prove to your children you'll always be there. Through every slip. Through all of my issues. You could have been finished. You could have been gone. But you put up with me. Kept on teaching me. Kept on loving me. Yeah. What I love about you is your love runs deep. You gave your life for a wretch like me. Who else would have done that? Who else could do that? Nobody but Jesus. Nobody but Jesus. Through all my good and my
WODU, the heartbeat of Old Dominion. I told you, good and bad. He loved me. He loved me. Welcome to the Let's Get Praise Music Ministry with the voice of inspiration. Now it's 12 o'clock on the dot. We go with the best of the 757 Community Talk Show. And today we just going to talk. Just going to talk. Mella V, she's off somewhere on vacation, chilling. You know, she'll be back on Thursday. You know, when summertime come, everybody's got to take a vacation. Somebody has to hold down the fort. So I guess that's me. But nevertheless, we shut down here in July just for a couple of weeks before. What we do is we shut down just before fall break. I mean, fall classes start. Start like in August or the last part of July. But nevertheless, we're going to keep right on rocking and rolling until that happens. Because that's what we're going to do. Hope that you're welcome, being blessed this morning. Hoping that you can chat, email, hashtag, call someone and let them know that the best of the 757 Community Talk Show is on the air. As we build our audience, I just want to let you know the topic we're going to talk about today, just in random, is how was your Father's Day? You know, did you spend time with your family, with your sons and daughters, your grandkids or your great-grandkids, however that might be. Also, we're going to talk about schools out, what parents plan for the kids, and let's talk. Let's just get into it and see what's going on in our community. How did you fare on Father's Day? Did you go out to dinner, or did someone cook you a great meal? You know, I just want to know. That's what it's all about. Just want to say good evening to those that are coming in. If you'd like to be on screen, just let me know. I'll bring you on screen. I ain't got no problem. I'm not a star. I like to make stars. You are the stars. You know, we got to start seeing who's watching and opinionated. You know, I don't take a lot of calls on the phone because sometimes you never know who or what somebody might say, and sometimes, you know, it doesn't matter. You know, the world is the way it is today, so I kind of stay away from the phone calls unless I got an interview over the phone, and then I try to do that. But Mr. Mark Jones, Mr. Philly himself, what up, bro? How was Father's Day? Did you enjoy your Father's Day with your kids and sit back and put your feet up? You know, watch sports on Sunday. How was your Father's Day? Let us know. Let us talk about it. What do Father's Day mean today? What it means to the kids, what it means to fathers, to the mothers, and to all the mothers. I think it should be called, when it's Father's Day, because sometimes there's no father in the home. I think it should be called because mothers do a great job filling the void of a father with their kids. I think it should be called Father's Day and Parenting Day. And that way you don't take away from Mother's Day. But Parenting Day is what mothers do when there is no father in the house. She has to take the lead in both areas. And sometimes that's hard to do because you don't want to be too hard. And when there's two people in the home, because I grew up with always two people in my children's lives. It was always two people in the home or two people making sure that things were done right. And it's always the good guy and the bad guy. The moms always be the good guy. Kids go to the mom. Hey, Mom, can I go to the movie? Well, your dad said you couldn't go because you didn't get a good grade. But tell you what, I'm going to let you go this time. But don't tell nobody. Okay. Hey, Mom, can I go to the mall? Can I get $20? Nah, no money. Dad said you didn't clean your room up. Don't give you no money. But, Mom, I'm going to clean it up when I get back. I promise. No, you got to clean it up now. But, Mom, it's going to take too long. Parenting ain't easy. So how do you parent your kids? How do you parent as a father? How you parent as a mother? Let's talk today. Let's chat it up. Because everybody got different opinions and different ways they raise their kids. And I'm no different. With everything that's going on around us, let's talk about something cheerful because, the news give you enough trauma as it is. Want to take time to say good evening to Prince. Hopefully he's got a play. He's going down to the ATL, I think. He's going to be coming over to talk about it. Plus, he got new music he's releasing. James Person, how you doing? Thanks for watching. Angels are everywhere. What's up, cuz? You know how I get it in. I like to talk, And also to Maxine, how you doing? I know she said, you talk a lot. Hey, that's what I do. I'm a talk show host. No, you talk a lot when you ain't on the show. You just talk a lot. Well, I do that too. And to Aunt Doris, I had an opportunity to see yesterday, and it was over 40 years since I have seen her. And she still looks the same as we all get older. But she is 99 years old. Next January, she'll be 100. That's what you call a blessing. And I was blessed to be able to go and see her. Mr. Jackson, how you doing today? David, how you doing? It's always a blessing to be able to be in the presence of great wisdom and knowledge. Sometimes we forget what it's all about in life. Our community needs to show love to all our senior citizens, all our elderly. Our kids need to understand someday they won't be here, and we losing a treasure. The Bible speaks of it in Proverbs. When he formed the rivers, separated the wet from the dry, he did not do it alone. He did not do it alone. God did not do it alone because he had wisdom and knowledge there with him. Understand what that means. Wisdom and knowledge. We cannot accomplish nothing in this world without those two elements. Sometimes people take for granted. They try to misguide you, treat you, say negative things. But like my show I call on Saturdays, Frequency Distribution, we got to change the consciousness of how our youth think and what they perceive to be right and what they perceive to be wrong. We are losing a generation. That's why we are here with the best of the 757. Just to talk. How was your Father's Day? How was it with you on Sunday? What did you do? Did you maybe did anybody cook you a cake? What's up, nephew? Horace, how you doing today? A lot of family on today. That's what I'm talking about. That's what it's all about. I consider people on Facebook my family. And that's why when I manage nightclubs, those people are my family. They are like my children. I don't care if they're 18 or 48. They are like my children. I care about each and every one of them that came and support a business that I own or run. Because what's important, what we fail to realize, we cannot do anything in this world by ourselves. You might think you can, but you can't. Don't matter if you're black or white. Don't matter if you're Chinese or Korean. We cannot get along on this planet alone. We have to learn to talk to one another. The texting is okay. I don't like the text. I tell you, Ron TV, that's Mr. Turner himself. What you got cooking up, Ron TV, you know how he is with Netflix and Chills, his CD. He'll bring it. I'm pretty sure he still got a few left because he's been out there hustling with putting it on the map. And, of course, you hear it right here on the Dreammaker Show Thursdays and Saturdays on Frequency Distribution, playing positive music, getting it out there. VA all day. You already know, 2 up, 2 down. You see my hat? You see my hat with the wings on it. Let it fly. Let the love, what they call Virginia, and they still do. Virginia is for lovers. Love yourself and love everybody else around you. It's good to be able to be in the land of the living. And today is like no other day because this is a brand new day that the Lord has made, especially for each and every one of you that's watching at this moment. He's allowed you to be able to be here, to let people see that, hey, we all are family. We all have things we're working on, things we're trying to do, things we're trying to accomplish, the goals that we're trying to reach. I'm telling you, we all fall short of being blessed. That's why we have to keep praying every day and ask God to show us favor. And if he do that, the world will marvel and say, man, how did he get where he was? When I know I had my feet on his neck. All you got to do, look at the Virginia, look at the Virginia map. Flag. What do you think that soldier's doing? He's got the feet on your neck to hold you down. But God said, oh no, he's already paid the price. So you can raise up off that. You have no dominion over what I favor. Yeah, all you have to do, remember that. When God shows you favor, the enemy will try to destroy you in all shapes, forms, and fashion. But don't give up. Don't give up. Hold on to God's unchanging hand. That's what you learn when you're around elderly people. That's what I learned when I was a child. I would always sit around with my mom and her sisters or my aunts. When they come down, they sit down and they tell us things. They tell us stories that other people write to make you believe. And then when you find out the truth, you'll be like, my mom, my aunts and uncles told me that when I was growing up. But they try to hide it. Always remember, whatever book you read, I don't care what it is, it's his story. His story. Because he wants you to believe that's your history. It's his story. All you got to do is pray, and God will open up your eyes, open up your consciousness, and do you like he did Martin Luther King. Take you to the mountaintop and let you look down and see the truth. And there's no disputing what God show you because nobody can see it but you. He has a message for each and every one of us. Each and every one of you that's listening today, he has a message for you. And that message is he loves you. Let nobody tell you anything different. God loves each and every one of you. That's why we sometimes have to pick up the phone and talk to people. We have to pick up the phone and let people be aware that, hey, I was thinking about you, and I just wanted to say good morning or good afternoon or good evening. Father's Day, it should be every day. But we take time out to salute all the fathers on Sunday. I'm saluting you today because I wasn't with you on Sunday. I should have did a special preview to let people come on and the best of the 757 and said Happy Father's Day. But I was with my family, and you know they get at me sometimes because I'm always doing something. I stay busy. You know, I'm painting or researching something or writing something or reading something, or because it's all about connecting with our family and friends in the community. But sometimes you got to take time out for the family. You know, you have to take time out for family. Even though sometimes they get on your nerve, even time they don't pick up the phone and call, they always want to text. I ain't going to say nothing about my daughter, Miss White. I'm going to just say it like that. You know, she'll call me every now and then, but I know why my kids don't call me, because they already know. I'll be on the phone for hours, and they'll be like, you told me that the last time we talked. That's why I ain't call you in 2 months, because I know you're going to start lecturing me, telling me something I don't want to know, but I do it because I love them. I love them all. That's why I try to create things for our future generation and let them know that even when people are long gone, the message will continue to linger on. Love our kids. So many kids. You see what's on TV, you see what's in the news, what they're doing to kids. But nobody, you know, this government don't see nothing wrong with that. They don't see nothing wrong with that. But I wonder what would happen if somebody did that to their child. I wonder what would happen if somebody said something distasteful to their children. It's sad, but we got to keep on believing and keep on praying, because when prayers go up, God say blessings come down, and he will send his angels to take care of all those wrong things that people are trying to call right. He has a way. He has his way. And all we have to do is hold on just a little while longer, and everything is going to be all right. I hope that everybody is at work on break, is having a great lunch today. I hope that you're eating something and watching your diet. You know, the doctor said, not a bunch of sweets and not a bunch of, why you got that soda? Why you got that big cup? I know it's hot out there, but you don't supposed to be drinking that big cup, especially if you're a diabetic. That's right. Let's talk. I told you we're going to talk today. I'm a diabetic. You don't see me with no, you see me with a soda? Huh? I'm looking at the Pepsi machine from right here in the studio. Thinking about running over there, get that red, white, and blue. But now, I ain't going to do it. The devil is a lie. You know, of course, you know, you see me with my shirt on, a Captain 85 shirt. They ain't out yet, but they coming. Want to say good afternoon to Mary. How you doing? Thanks for chiming in. Mr. Kent, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Another relative that's chiming in. I told you, I got a lot of family. I got family everywhere. North Carolina, VA, 2 up and 2 down. New York, New Jersey, Philly, D.C., Florida, Texas. What up? You know, like I keep telling you. Mary, how you doing? Blessed to see you today. I'm glad you was able to stop by. Anybody got anything to say? Say something to me. You know, tell me stop talking for a minute so you can get a word in. You want to come on screen? Hey, tell me that, hey, put me on screen. I want to be up there. I want to see. I want people to see who I am. I ain't got no problem with it. That's what it's all about. This is the best of the 757. We do what we do. We got some exciting things coming this fall. And this summer, we're going to be out and about. The Finley family event is coming up in July. So I hope to have Desiree Henderson Finley over at the studios. If anybody see her, tell her I'm hollering at her. You know, hope that she'll be over to let you know what's going on with that. And, you know, I'll be back down in Franklin sometime. All about Virginia Beach and Norfolk and Portsmouth. Going to be out and about doing some things, you know, with the Dreammaker. Hopefully with the Captain 85 event, I'm be going around putting out flyers in barbershops, you know, contests for kids to get involved with so they can do some things. And don't forget the mentoring program that's going to be coming soon this fall, where we want the parents to sit down with their kids and talk, and let's ask questions. We're going to have guests, and you can be invited to be a guest. Everybody on my Facebook family can be a guest, can be a mentor. All you got to do is chime in like you're doing now. I'll bring you on the screen, or you can just type in some. Miss Wilson, how you doing today? Blessed to see you. I'm glad you was able to stop by. Whatever you might be facing, whatever you might have an answer to, our future generation need you. I'm Captain 85, and I need you to become a Captain 85 street and web commando. And I'm going to be giving you details about that. Matter of fact, let me show you one of my books. Because I'm working on the next one. And I'm going to be running a contest. This is one of my books so that you can see that, you know, you always hear me talk about it. Now you can see it in print. This is a sample of what it looks like, you know, and I've been working on this for years. You know, I hire artists. The artist that did this book, his name is George Houston. Yes, George Houston. He graduated from Norfolk State. I commissioned him to do the artwork in here, and just to let you see some of the pages. He's a good artist, you know, great artist. This book is full of information and knowledge. It's not like other comic books. It's not meant to be like other comic books. It's meant to have characters that look like us so that our kids can grow up understanding that what's real. This is real. These are real people. That's why I created it. And nobody's done a book like this. So when people are talking about doing comic books, this is not a comic book. This is my life story. That's why people don't understand why I call it The Real Adventures of Captain 85. It's real stories about my life and about the people that I met. Some of the name was changed to protect the innocent. But you'll be able to win it before you can buy it. That's right. You'll be able to win one before you can buy one. I keep saying I'm going to put it out, you know, promote it. But this book is for young people. It's designed so that young people can ask questions, not just act out. What I want them to do is act out and ask questions. That's why it's the book, a comic book, and designed this way. Real people talking about real situations in a comic book. And you see me with my T-shirt on. You'll be able to win one before you can buy one. Part of these proceeds are going to fund my mentoring program, other activities that I'm going to do, and other ways that parents want their youth to become entrepreneurs. they'll be able to do that too. We are working for our future generation. That's what the real adventures of Captain 85 is all about. Street and web commandos. You saw the, if you ever on Facebook and you see a picture, you see that this picture is on Facebook. And this picture and the next comic book that come out, this drawing was created by Sterling Clark, who is an artist that worked for me before George Houston, and he used to work on Spawn with McFadden. I think his name is McFadden. That they created Spawn. He used to be an artist on that project. He's a great pensman, creator, and also helped write this book. So when I tell you that no person can do it alone, it takes collaboration with other people that writes, that create, that reads comic book. I don't read I never read comic books. I never had comic books. So, but when I started to create my character, my spirit said, make a comic book. It's a lot of details in what the character stands for. So, you see that it says Captain 85 Street and Web Commandos. You can have your kids to become a street and web commandos in the fall. We are trying to stop bullying, stop the violence, stop kids from dropping out of school, make kids believe in themselves, love themselves. That's what it's all about. DJ Hip, how you doing, bro? Thanks for chiming in. But what I'm saying is this. We all have a responsibility to our community, our future generation. We must do better by them so that someday, somewhere, someone can do better by them as they get older. What I like to do is try to bring everybody that want to help our future generation. Man, shout out to Mike Harris, who just chimed in. How you doing? Hope that everything is well with you. And thanks for stopping by the best of the 757. We want people that want to be mentors to a future generation that everybody is giving up on, throwing away the key. But I say, and I believe, that if we all put a little love in what we need to talk about and reach out to our young people, they will in return change their ways. We all have a responsibility to our future generation, because somewhere along the way when we was growing up, they said it take a village to raise a child. In this comic book, it's a quote I say, in today's village, the village is being raised by children, because people had children at an early age, 12 and 13 years old, 14 years old. They still children. They don't know the way. They know they're responsible for a child. And what happens? The children are being abused. Mothers are trying to work and leave them with almost strangers that are not their dads, and come home and find them abused or dead. We have to start looking out for our young people and stop being afraid to talk to them. Because all you got to do is ask them, how you doing? Good evening. I know it's hard sometimes. And when you look at a young person, they look at you hard like, yo, what you looking at me for? You ain't my dad. You ain't telling me what to do. Nope, I'm just trying to hold a conversation. That's all I'm doing, holding a conversation. To Mike, DJ, Easy G, you already know. That's a royal horseman. We never get tired. We keep right on rolling. But we got to take time out to understand that we all have a responsibility. So hopefully this fall, when I launch Facebook mentoring program with community action people and a host of guests, I want you to be a part of it. Come on screen. If you got something to say, positive. We want to talk positive. Because the more positive energy that we get, the more light we shine, the more you can drive out evil, the more you can drive out the darkness in our young people's lives. I'm getting tired of seeing our young people in the news. They stars. They're getting 15 minutes of fame and a lifetime of misery. That shouldn't be. They only want to be loved. No child that I know, and I have 7 of them, none of my children ask me, hey, can I be born? Not one. Not one call me up. Not one send me a letter. Not one invited me to a party. They did not ask to be born. But when they were born, even when they couldn't talk, when they look at you with those big brown eyes, blue, green, whatever color your child's eyes might be, they never once spoke to you and say, why am I here? They ain't never asked you that question. Only thing a child asks when he's born, when he look at you, look up at you, he's asking to be loved. That's all. How can you refuse that? Even if it's not your child, how can you refuse a child who just want to be loved? I don't understand that. Miss Jackson, how do you cope with children that smile at you, that can't talk, but oh, I know. Well, most babies don't sound like that. That's the way I sound, and I'm not a baby. Well, I'm not a baby. I'm somebody's baby, I guess. I don't know. But the question is, how can you not love a child? I don't know. I know sometimes mothers, well, you know, we get on the wrong side, and we kind of want to punish the man for not being responsible. We want to take it out on the child because the man moved on to someone else. We hurt our children when all they ask is to be loved. I know when I did things wrong when I was married to my first wife, and I know it wasn't right. But sometimes when we stand in the need of prayer, nobody said life was going to be easy, and we don't have all the answers. That's why I can talk, because I've been down that road. That's why I know young people is, as Natalie Cole would say, catching hell, because they didn't know. They thought it was all fun and games. Oh, I'm having sex. Oh, I'm the man when between the sheets. But what happened when you stood on your feet? Where you go when you stood on your feet? When the mother said the baby doesn't have any Pampers, or the baby doesn't have any milk, no food. Where was you then? I didn't care what I had to do, but I didn't want to break the law. So I got a job. Whatever the job paid, I worked. Whatever I made, I took it home to my wife. Or when I had a child out of wedlock, I made sure my child had what it needed. Of course, they didn't ask to be born. That's something I did. Not because, hey, I think I'm the man's that every woman want. No, I'm kind of protective in another way. Because I love everybody. And sometimes you can overlove and forget your responsibilities that you can't. One lady I was dating when I was young, before I got married, I was dating an older lady. She wasn't that kind of older, not that much. But when we had a talk one time, and she said, your problem is that you try to save everybody. And she said, you can't save women. You can't do it. You can never save a woman. She was a woman telling me that I couldn't save women. She said, you are not Sir Galahad. You are not Sir Lancelot. You got to stop that. And I'm like, why? Why do we hurt people? Why do we want to see people cry? And I was like 21 or 22, and I'm like, I still don't understand why. If somebody asks you to forgive them, why can't you forgive them? If somebody asks you for a second chance, why can't you give them a second chance? I don't know. They ask. But she said, you can't do it all the time. Because what you're doing is, one lady I broke up with, she broke up with me to be with somebody else. And I had met her, and we was talking, and we started seeing each other. But you know how women are. They see you talking to somebody, oh, I'm going to get him back. You know, treat you any kind of way, you know. And then when you go back, you know, and they want to talk, and like, what do you want to talk about? Just trying to be friends. I ain't trying to get, we just going to talk over the phone. I'm not coming over your house. I'm not trying to see you. And the question is, they start crying. And you know, ladies, you start crying, you know, to get the man's attention. And, you know, then you ask, why can't I have another chance? Why? Because you broke up with me. I didn't break up with you. But I was always in the house. I didn't really go out a lot back when I was young. You know, I just sit around. I stayed in my room. I draw all the time. I was doing something. Didn't go out. I didn't hang out. I didn't even go out. My brother, my youngest brother, my baby brother was going out to clubs at 18 or 19. I'm in the house. I go riding. I go ride around the city. And even then, I would ride around in Portsmouth and just watch young people at night, like 8 or 9 years old, and they out on the street. And I'm like, who in the world let kids? Where the parents at? Here are kids out here 8, 9, 10, 12. This ain't making no sense. I'm 20-some years old, and I don't want to be out here. But I like being by myself to think. I like my mind to be clear. I like to question things. I like to find answers to why. The word why gets you in trouble sometimes. Why? Because everybody needs love. The question is that the answer is somebody needs love. People do things because they're hurting, and they want somebody to stop the pain. And all I'm trying to say is, I'm I'm not Sir Lancelot or Sir Galahad. You know, I used to break up fights in elementary school when I was 8 or 9, and people like, hey, you're going to get hurt. But why y'all letting people sit there and fight each other? Somebody has to stop it. The question that came up when I was young, and I used to see people fighting, and I used to stop and say, if I get in a fight, what am I going to do? I can't beat everybody. The question I put to myself to try to figure out an answer to this is, if I was fighting 10 to 100 people, would I win the fight? How can you win if you're going to fight? So I promised myself that I would never raise my hand to hit anyone, even if they were hitting me. I would stand there and take the punishment, because eventually they'll get tired. Eventually they will see that, why didn't he fight me back? I was in several fights like that at school. One time I was a safety guard at back in Portsmouth in elementary at Riddick Reaver Elementary and George Peabody. So I had to do security patrol in the morning. So this guy, I can't remember his name today, but he kept going in and out, you know, knocking. You're told nobody to come in until the bell ring. So you have to keep him out until then. So okay, I'm doing my job. And the guy like, yo, you know, can I come in? I gotta go to the bathroom. I said, I can't do it. They say, wait till the bell ring. You got 10 minutes. I gotta go bad. I said, okay, I'm gonna let you in. Go ahead to the bathroom. He come back, let him out. 3 minutes later, he comes knocking. Hey man, I want to get in. I said, I can't let you in. Just let you in. But I need some water. I'm thirsty. I said, you got 5 minutes before the bell ring. I can't do it. I already let you in. I'm going to get in trouble. Man, I'm going to get you when I get in there. I'm going to get you. So when the 5 minutes up, he comes in. He punched me in my nose. And it's summertime, and back then my nose would bleed if you just pluck it or brushed it. You think somebody turned on the faucet, it just started bleeding. And when he did that, I kind of like got upset because I had on a white shirt. And, you know, blood, you know, get in that shirt. I'm going to get in trouble when I get home because my mom told me never fight. So I grabbed him in the collar, and I went there. I knocked him down, and I got on top of him, and I was getting ready to punch him in the face. And I caught myself. And he hit me again. But I let him up. And everybody like, why do you hit back? Why do you fight back? I know if I had fought back in the day, my mom told us, if you fight, when you get home, you're going to get another beating. So you better not put your hands on nobody. And she didn't play. So I said, I'd rather take this beating because I know he's got to go to class or he got to stop or somebody going to break it up. But if I go home and if mom beat me, ain't nobody going to help me until mom get tired. So, but the point I'm trying to make, we have to learn to love one another. We have to teach our kids that love is the key to everything. All this violence that's going on, all this trouble, our kids are being bullied. I used to stop people from bullying people in school. I know a time when I was in New York, you know, visiting, you know, for the summer, and these two people were arguing, pushing, and it was going back and forth. They're saying, you said this about my mom. You said that about my mom. Yeah, he said that about your mom. He said that. And so I asked a question to the two that was arguing. I said, how did you know he said something about your mom? I was about 13 or 14. He said, because she told me he said it. I said, that's strange. He's standing behind you. And they stand. I didn't hear him say it. So in other words, you taking her word when he said he didn't say it. Did you hear him say it? Well, no. She said he said it. I said, then why you want to fight him then? Why you want to fight him over what she said? To get in trouble. I want to send a shout out to DJ Rob, the hardest working man in the entertainment business. He loves studio. If people looking for studio time, hit him up, DJ Rob. He knows how to get everything. You need your music set up so that you can get the points and things you need. DJ Rob is the man to see. I just want to tell people this, and this is what the best of the 757 is all about. The best of the 757, meaning the people that live there. Y'all are listening today. You are the best. Regardless of what people think about you, remember it shouldn't matter. It's only what you think about yourself. Some people might have more than you have, and some might have less. I was at the store yesterday when I was getting out my car. A lady in a electrical wheelchair said, could you spare some money so I could get something to eat? Whatever you got. So I'm like, I debit cards, that's all I have. But I went back to the car, and fortunately I was able to find $1 or more in change, and I gave it to her, and she said, thanks. Our community is in need of help. Our seniors, homeless, our youth, and it's okay to go out and party. That's what you work for. You're supposed to go out and have fun. But how can we have fun when we see so many people in pain? So many people need our help. You know, that's why I'm starting the mentoring program on the web. So that we can reach out and talk to people individually, bring you on the screen. You can text in answers because everybody's got a problem. And there is no wrong answer. There is no wrong question. The only question or answer that is wrong is the ones that's not being said. We all say things in a different tone. We express differently. We are compassionate about things. We get excited. We get emotional. We get angry. We laugh for joy. But we all, somewhere along the way, is going through pain. And we don't have to put all our business out there in the street. I don't mind putting mine out there. I live to get the age where I can do whatever I want to do, even when people want to treat you wrong. You know, but I keep telling people when God show favor, he says, touch not my anointing and do my prophets no harm. Not that I'm anointed or not if I'm a prophet. I'm just the voice of inspiration today. Some people somewhere needs your help. Somebody is crying and nobody is listening. Somebody is wondering, which way shall I go? Will somebody just point me in the right direction? I try to stay away from talking about the news, but when you see people committing suicide because somebody ain't listening, they didn't know who to pick up the phone and talk to. Man, shout out to DJ Heart Attack. Another Roy Horseman. We never get tired. God has work for everybody's hands in his kingdom. We all may not grace the pulpit. We may not all grace the choir stand or the deacon board or the secretary or the treasurer in a church. But God's church is not a building. God's church is when you pick up that phone and say, hello, how you feeling today? I hope that God send a blessing your way. We text that all. You look on Facebook, Messenger, Instagram, you see people texting that. But how many people pick up the phone? How many people talk to someone to say, good morning, how you doing? How's your lunch going? You know. How was your breakfast? Did you take your medicine? You know you don't supposed to be drinking that Coke. You know that. Put that Pepsi down. And stop eating those potato chips before your glucose get out of whack and go from 150 to 260. It ain't good for you. Because if you don't watch it, the doctor will have you on 15 or 20 pills a day. Isn't that strange? Because we forgot God is in charge. Do what needs to be done. But remember, son and daughters of the Most High, the kings and queens of the Most High, God is in charge. Eugene Davis, how you doing? Glad you was able to stop by. We need to start correcting ourselves and stop blaming other people and stop blaming ourselves for our mistakes. That's why they're called mistakes. That's why you go to God and leave them there. Regardless of what I've been through, I've never once called any of my mother's children other than by their name. Never once. Never once when I've been through with ladies that I dated. Never once have I ever called them out of their names. Because, fellas, you might take it for granted. You might look good, dress good, smell good, act good. But let me tell you something. You don't choose no woman that you have ever talked to. You think you have. But the woman chose you. Don't believe the hype. Because I sing, I look good, I'm young. I got all the jewelry, money in my pocket, I'm balling. But you didn't choose the woman. She chose you. You might think so. But God didn't make man a gift. He made man first. And he said, I see man was lonely. So let me take a rib and create woman. Now, man shall never be alone again. Maybe you misunderstood what that means. That every woman you see is a gift to you. And when you get a gift, like when you go out and buy a car, or those $400 or $500 Jordans or seven, whatever you pay for them, or when you go get a 2 up and 2 down VA hat from Brand News, newbernews.com, treat her, a lady, like you treat everything that you buy. Treat her like you treat your car. Treat her like you treat your car on Saturdays when you go get it detailed, or you detailing her, you take it and wax it. Put that armor all on those tires. Treat her like the queen she is. The words that we pick and choose because a rapper say, hey, we making it and taking the sting out of it. No, you're not taking the sting out of those words. The N word, the H word, the B word. You are fueling the flame because you didn't create them. The slave master did. So how can you take the sting out of something you didn't create? You are camouflaging it. It's like war. If you don't want the enemy to see you, you camouflage yourself. So he don't know you're coming. And that's what we do with our music. We camouflage it. There was a law back in the 70s that were passed that you couldn't have any advertising on television or radio about alcohol. It was only until the 80s, the late 80s or early 90s, when the rappers, because I'm a DJ, I already know because I promote it in clubs because that's what I do. They saw that, hey, we can get the rappers to sing about it. And what happened? Do you know last year, the state of Virginia sold more alcohol than it did in 20 years? So don't think it's a game. Keisha, how you doing? Everything we hear, we do. That's why if you start calling, you put the house in front of that N-word, you will see an attitude. You will see a change in people when you put the house in front of that N-word or put the F in front of that N-word. People's attitude will change. Ain't nothing endowing about a slave master word, but to keep you a slave. Why you think the prisons are filled with black and brown? Stop pretending that it's okay, because it's not. We have to learn to love one another. And only then, the Heavenly Father said, he'll heal the land. Our young people are depending on us, and we're letting them down. Shooting every day, bullying every day, don't have fun. When is it going to stop? I'm asking for your help. I need mentors when I start. I need every person that's on here today to be able to come up and say, hey, put me on screen. I got something to say. That's all a mentoring is. Somebody with wisdom that want to share it. You already been down that road. You are grown now. You already raised children. We all have a responsibility to be and bring back the village, to bring back that love, that understanding. I told you before, my book is called The Real Adventures of Captain 85 for one simple reason. It's real stories so that young people can sit down and read and ask questions. It's designed for young people to read this book within 12 minutes. 12 minutes or 15. It's about looking and seeing somebody to look like them in a comic book scene, but it's a real story that can change their lives. I've been working on this for a minute. Hopefully in the next book, I'm going to be running a contest where young people can become a part of Captain 85, Street, and Web Commandos. That means that we're out to stop bullying and stop the violence. And it's coming real soon. I've been working on it, and I'm tweaking it. The coloring of the characters, you see, was done by he'll get mad with me, but I have to tell you later when I'm thinking and concentrating. I can't remember a lot of people's names. But what I try to get people to understand is that this is for the young people. This mentoring program is designed so that young people can be with young people that think alike, that don't want to be bullied, that want to make something out of their lives, that want to be responsible adults as they grow up. Go on to a trade school, go on to college, or just get a good job and take care of their responsibility. The first thing young people have to understand is they have to learn to love themselves first. You can't love everybody else. And this, I got your backs. If a person got your back, if you got any friends in prison, how come you ain't down there visiting them? Why do you think when they go to prison, they go 400, 500, 600, 800 miles away to break all ties with their family? They're slaves. They are being taken away from their village, just like our ancestors were taken away from Africa. Break the ties so that you are now under the state. Once you commit a felony, you go to jail, you are a slave. If you don't believe me, call up the prison and ask them. You can't do nothing, say nothing, eat, sleep, or go to the bathroom unless they tell you, unless they let you. Why are we allowing our kids to go through this punishment when our ancestors already paid the price? Martin Luther King, Megan Everett, Malcolm X. Why are we allowing our future generation to be destroyed? But that's the time I got to run. The clock on the wall saying that's all. Wells Davis, thanks for stopping by. Michael D., thanks for stopping by. Leroy, thanks for stopping by. Morgan, thanks for stopping by. Vance, thanks for stopping by. Eugene Davis, thanks for stopping by. Hey, I left my glasses on. Maybe those shots I've been getting in my eyes is making and clearing my eyes up. And that is God to be the glory. But nevertheless, join me on Thursday when Mellow V will be back on my side and our special guest, Miss Scott, will be here. And remember, love yourself and put God first, and everything else will fall in place. It doesn't matter what others think about you. It's all in what you think about you. To the next time we meet, to the next time we greet, thank you for just chatting today. This is the voice of inspiration.